Hey guys, I'm Fancy and you're watching the Good Wives Network, and I am getting ready, and I thought I would just come on here and do a live. And I know it's not TikTok way. I know TikTok does its own way, but I thought I'd come on here and do a live tonight. Just answer a couple of questions today. I'd like to stick to the topic of Nick if you have questions, because that's what Colleen and I will be covering tonight. Colleen McShane and I will be going live tonight on TikTok at 10 p.m. Eastern to discuss all of the things about Nicholas Godejohn. What we're going to be getting into will be hold on, I don't even know how to see the chat. How do I see the chat? I don't. Oh, there we go. Live chat. Okay, there we go. I hope I did that right. Anyway, we'll be talking about Nicholas Godejohn tonight. I'm going to be getting ready here because we're going to do this at 10 o'clock tonight, but I have a lot of things to do today, so I got to get ready while we're talking about this, okay? But tonight will be Colleen McShane and I, who are the leading experts on this case, the life, the crimes, and the unaliving of Dee Dee Blanchard. I don't know the rules, again, of what we can and cannot say, so over on TikTok, we're not even allowed to say the word that we can say over here at certain points, but it's not even about monetization. They just won't let you say the words over there. I don't even understand. I guess now words are just terrible things that we can't say. I don't understand what the world's coming to. But anyway, I digress. So we will be... we're going to talk tonight all about Nicholas, how he got involved with Gypsy, their text messages between them for the 3 years that they dated online. We're going to share some of the emails that he's written to various women and to others while he's been in prison. We are going to talk about the assessment that both doctors made on him, both psychologists made on him. So from the prosecution and from the defense. And there is a reason why there is a difference in opinion, because the defense team did not give him the same testing that the prosecution team did. They went a little more in depth into what it is that they were looking for to determine whether he was, and all they were determining, guys, what they were determining was whether or not he was competent to stand trial. That was what these doctors were called in for. They weren't called in to assess whether he has DID. They weren't called in to assess everything like that. Literally, is he competent to stand trial? Can he aid in his defense? And honestly, it does give us a really good insight into him, because the questions and answers that he gives are very, very factually based. They are thought process. He has a great thought process when he's answering these. There is all kinds of information inside of those documents that you guys need to know about Nicholas Godejohn. When I started this case 7 years ago with my team, we were all very much not Nicholas supporters at all. We made it very, very clear that we were not Nicholas supporters. We all thought that he was very dangerous, and he is. We all thought he was very disturbed. He is. There's a lot going on with Mr. Godejohn, but it doesn't mean that he probably would have never done this without being manipulated into it. And we can prove that he's easily manipulatable. Okay, that's what makes Nicholas dangerous, is that he's very, very, very manipulatable. All right, I'm gonna brush my teeth real quick, guys. So I'm gonna step away. Sorry. Sorry. But I didn't want to put lipstick on until I brushed them. Anyway, all right, guys. So there's a lot of information in those reports. He has been easily manipulated by several women while he's been in prison, and nobody is fighting for him. When we started out, I believed he was actually 100% positively where he belonged. He should stay there. They should lock him up and throw away the key. That's not where I am today. I went back to school to understand this case better. I'm working on finishing up my degree in forensic psychology, which will be, I should have it by the end of this year, mid-year probably, to understand this case better. So where we were when we started 7 years ago and where we are today on anything associated with this case that we've ever said has changed. We've gotten new information. We've gotten new new evidence. We've gotten, all kinds of things have happened during this 7 years. And while you may think it's not my story to tell, or Colleen's story to tell, or Brandy's, or anyone else that's been involved, Tori, any of them, it is our story to tell. Because for 7 years, these two people from behind bars were able to manipulate and get masses of people to do things for them and to people while behind bars. Our tale is a cautionary tale. These are not two people that you should be fighting for justice for and revering and holding up in the public light and asking her to do Dancing with the Stars and advocating for her to live her best life with children. Guys, I don't say these things because I'm mean and hateful. I say these things because for 7 years, my team and I have lived with these people. 7 years dealing with them on a daily basis. 7 years of them manipulating the public, the media, the narrative, the story. And we're not going to allow that to happen anymore. You can wish her her best life. You can wish her well on her journey. But let's be honest, Nick has no journey. He is going to be stuck in prison for the rest of his life. His appeals will not work. I wish that we could help him. I wish that the appeals would help him in a meaningful way. Should he be in society? No. No, he shouldn't. He's very dangerous. He's very manipulatable, and he is susceptible to that at any time. Does that mean that he shouldn't have a life that he can live that is somewhat semblance of normal, where he can get some mental health help, where he cannot be a victim to really hard criminals all his life? Yes, absolutely, he deserves that. But he is a very complicated and interesting individual in all of this. And instead of ever hearing his side of anything or hearing from him, other than one special with A&E that we were in contact with the producers of that show and working with them to do a follow-up show on his life in prison from one of his girlfriends, who manipulated and convinced our team she was this and that, and she stole from our team members. She convinced us of stories that weren't true. She caused a lot of problems herself with Nick and with the story and getting the story out there from Nick. These people have all played a part in this with them. And poor Nick, I mean, he's got nobody to really guide him, guys. His mother has passed away. She wasn't a very involved or good mother to begin with. There's alleges of her being, using drugs and alcohol while he was in the womb from her ex, which we can't take anything that any of them say at face value. Please, I keep saying that. You have to do your own investigation. You have to look at all the evidence, and then you have to make a determination, because you can't just think you know one thing about this case and call it a done deal. Everything is a lighter shade of gray in this. So tonight, what we will be covering, because I don't want to be on here real long, I've got a lot of things I need to do to prepare for this. But tonight, what we will be covering will be, hello from England. Thank you, Catherine. Tonight, what we're going to cover on our live on TikTok, which will also be put onto here on TikTok or onto YouTube afterwards. We'll either do it tonight or try to do it tomorrow morning, just depending on how long we end up going tonight. But it starts at 10 p.m. Eastern on TikTok. You can join us live. We will have a live Q&A afterwards where we will bring certain people on and allow them to ask questions. Our moderators will be keeping the questions the whole time that we are doing our live tonight, so that we can come back to them if we need to, or if we don't answer all the questions in one night. Sorry, moving my camera a little bit. But what we'll be discussing tonight is all Nick, okay? Nothing else. We're not going to talk about Gypsy. We're not going to talk about the drama. We're not going to talk about any of those things. We are simply going to talk about Nick tonight, his involvement in this, the assessments of him, his involvement going through the last 7 years, a little bit about his life and his story and who he is and what we've learned along the way. There's a lot. Again, some of you are coming here. I know that you're skeptical of us. You've heard things, I'm sure. You've heard drama. You've heard things, my name. You've heard the Good Wife's name from lots of different people telling lots of different stories. What I'm asking you to do tonight is to put all of that aside. I don't care if you came to my team with good intentions, bad intentions, if you were a part of our team, if you weren't a part of our team. I really, honestly, thank you guys. It's faded from this purplish thing, and my husband really likes it too. So if you've been here before, if you've been a part of our team, if you have a beef with me directly, let's leave that out for tonight and tomorrow, okay? Let's leave all of that on the table. We're going to put that away for right now. You're going to come. You're going to listen to me. You're going to listen to Colleen. This has nothing to do with Biden. You can listen to me and Colleen talk tonight and tomorrow night. Tonight we will be discussing all Nick. We'll be going over the assessments. All the different things that I've already said that we're going to cover tonight, it's all going to be about Nick. All your questions that we answer tonight will be questions about Nick, because nobody talks about Nick, and I'm tired of everybody talking about Gypsy Rose. This isn't the Gypsy Rose case. This is the murder of Dee Dee Blanchard, the life, the crimes, and the murder of Dee Dee Blanchard. That's what this is. And if you don't want to hear all of that, that's fine. But let's put all of our differences aside today, because all of us for the last 7 years that have been involved in this, from Brandy to Tori to Stella to everybody that's been involved for 7 years on this case, investigating, looking at it, collecting information, all deserve the ability to have their work appreciated. They need to have the ability to have what they did looked at, because they did. And they were an integral part of what the Good Wives Network has. They were involved in all of the crazy drama and all of everything that was caused. And they know that while this case may have gotten away from me at some point, and while I might have gotten really angry, I had every right to be, but it clouded this case even more. And that's exactly what the people that were trying to warn you about wanted. It's all a distraction. Everything that happened in the last 7 years with this case has all been a distraction. Everything that happened in Dee Dee's life, Gypsy's life, has all been a distraction. It's all a distraction. When I tell you that Sheriff Arnett was not even joking a little bit by saying nothing is as it appears, nothing in this case is as it appears. Nobody is innocent in it. Nobody is a full victim. Nobody is a full perpetrator. Nobody involved for the last 7 years. You know, I truly believe that all the people that came to my team at one point in time came here for good intentions, and that was to tell the story, because we all cared about Gypsy Rose, because we all wanted to get this story out, because we all cared about Nicholas. That's why you all came to my team. All the other shit is noise. It's just noise. It's just distractions. It was used as a tactic by people who are very skilled to use it to make sure that you never heard what me and my team did, and how we came up with all the things that we have, how we collected all this information, and the public needs the information. So I'm asking you respectfully, come tonight with open arms, open minds, open hearts, and please listen to what Colleen McShane and I have to say. It's important. It's not just about Gypsy living a better life. It's not just about Nick. It's not just about Dee Dee. It's not just about me. It's not just about Christy. It's not just about other people that have suffered because of the lies that have been told. It's not the misinformation, not just the information that is out there that is completely inaccurate and clouding the judgment of an entire population of people who think that these people should be put on pedestals and on Dancing with the Stars and followed and given reality TV series. Okay, it's about all of that and more. There is so much behind this story that you have never heard, that you don't understand. And it's not because you're ignorant or stupid, okay? It's because it's a very complicated case. It's extremely complicated. And for you to understand it, you have to go all the way back, okay? That's okay. If you don't do TikTok, they'll be placed here afterwards. But you have to go all the way back to the beginning of this story. And that's well before Gypsy was ever even born. Okay, we have that information. Without all the information that we have, and like I said, I am just the messenger in this now, okay? I'm not angry anymore. I've found a lot of peace in the last several days with this, okay? And I realized that all ever anybody wanted from us was information. But I want you to think about why you never got all the information. And that's because the last 7 years was a dog and pony show run by Christy and run by Gypsy from prison. And all of the different people that participated in this are both guilty and victims of these people. And they will continue to prey on people, to take advantage of people, to sell you a really great sob story that just isn't true. It's all a distraction. Come hear me and Colleen talk tonight on TikTok, or when we post it here, we will do a premiere here so that you can have a live chat, so you guys can go ahead and you can be able to enter the conversation. I'll be here for the live chat. I'll see if Colleen and Sarah would be willing to join as well for when we post it. It'll probably get posted tomorrow before we do our second live. So tonight is all about Nick. Tomorrow will be medical records and talking about the doctors, the cabinet, all the things. Was Gypsy taking medications? Was she having all these procedures done? What did the doctors know? Was it medical child abuse? Was it actually medically necessary procedures? Colleen is a nurse. She's gone back to school. She has a degree, a master's in nursing education. She is a nursing educator now. She was an RN when she came to us. We've consulted all of the leading experts in Munchausen by proxy. We've talked with all of them, investigators, psychologists, doctors. They've never seen the files on this case, and I've asked them to take a look. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to do that. So what you're going to get from now till our book and our documentary come out, and then probably after as well, is a very inside look at the last 7 years of all the information that we have collected. You know why it's taken us 7 years to get here, guys? Because it's taken us 7 years to figure out what the hell we're looking at. Because even today, conversations I have, I will admit, I don't know everything. I don't. I have all the evidence, but I'll be honest with you, interpreting that evidence has been one of the worst and best things of my life. This was a horrible thing to go through, to understand, to get how this happened. And without this evidence, you are supporting people that you just don't really know. We know them. Our team lived and breathed and blood and sweat for this family, for these people. Our friends, our enemies that attacked us along the way, they all had best of intentions with this. We all got caught up in it along the way because it's what they wanted. They don't want the truth to come out. They didn't want me to release the interrogation video. They certainly don't want the medical records out there, and it's not because of HIPAA. It's because it tells a very different story than what you've heard. You cannot trust anyone in this story, including myself, including Colleen. When you hear it and you see it, I want you to take it into your brain, process it, think on it, let it percolate, talk to others about it, discuss it, and then have a conversation with us about what do you think actually happened. Because I'm telling you, we don't know what happened all the way up to 2015 and beyond. We don't. We just have all the evidence that we've collected for 7 years. So I'm asking you to come, put all our differences aside, put all your misconceptions about this, put all your preconceived notions about this case, what you think you might know from the act, Mommy Dead and Dearest, Gypsy's Revenge, A&E's killer cases, copycat killers. It's been covered 1,000,000 times. Not like this.